Hello everyone and welcome back to Queen Varieties channel. On today's episode, I'm going to show you how to make chicken curry sauce recipe. This recipe is perfect for rice, pasta or any other related recipes. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel to get instant notifications whenever I upload new. I'm going to combine the following ingredients into the blender, and this is what I'm going to use to marinate my chicken. And so into the blender I'm going to toss in some onions. Next, I'm going to add my ginger into the blender. Here I have some parsley and I'm going to toss it into the blender. After adding my parsley, guys, I'm going to go ahead and toss in some garlic. Next, my chicken cube. I'm going to also toss in some 2 Scotch bonnet peppers, and here I have the green and the red Scotch bonnet peppers. Here I have some salt, which I'm also going to toss into the blender. So finally, guys, I'm going to toss in some little quantity of vegetable oil into the blender. That's about 2 to 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. So guys, I'm going to go ahead right now and then cover my blender and then blend all these ingredients together and then come back to you and tell you what I am going to do exactly with this mixture here. Now that my pot is perfectly heated, guys, I'm going to go ahead and toss in some little quantity of vegetable oil inside the pot. And I'm going to allow the oil for just about 1 minute so that it will just heat a little bit. After 1 minute, guys, the oil is perfectly heated. So I'm going to go ahead and toss in some quantity of curry powder inside the pot to release that flavor. So I'm stirring this over a very low heat so that the curry will release its flavor inside the hot oil. So I will continue stirring this until you notice the curry has become somehow dark in nature. Once the curry has become very dark in nature, then you know that completely the curry has infused its flavor inside the oil. Then we'll go over to the next step. So we are using about 1.5 tablespoons curry for this recipe. So I'm going to turn the chicken a little bit so that the chicken will suck some of those curry flavors inside it. I'm going to go ahead, guys, and break in 1 chicken cube inside this chicken. After that, guys, I'm going to add in some freshness to this recipe by tossing in my fresh basil inside. So guys, the next step I'm going to do right now is to pour in the marinade we prepared in our blender. All the ingredients that I blended earlier on, that is what I am tossing inside this chicken at this moment. The aroma in the kitchen right now is so intense because the curry has released graciously its aroma into this pot. Guys, remember that if you have enough time while making this recipe, you can marinate this chicken for 3 to 4 hours with the ingredients we blended earlier on in the blender. So what I'm trying to do in this recipe is to intensify the flavors, guys, inside this chicken, so that by the time we add our vegetables, the chicken must have sucked in all the intense flavors from this pot. So that is what we are doing here. So I'm going to cover my pot to cook over medium heat for exactly 10 good minutes before I introduce any water inside this pot. Guys, it's exactly 10 minutes later. As you can see, guys, the chicken has released its own oil in addition to the oil we added while we were doing the blending earlier on. And you can also notice that the chicken has developed that golden brown color. Flavors in this recipe, guys, has really intensified in this chicken. This is the appropriate time to toss in some quantity of water into this pot so that the chicken will complete its cooking process. I'm going to go ahead and then toss in some water inside this recipe, and I just used some water to rinse my blender, guys. That's the water I'll be using to cook this recipe. You want to add your quantity of water depending on the quantity of sauce you're going to achieve. You're going to taste for salt. Oh my god, this thing is so delicious, guys. I'm going to go ahead and just cover my pot and allow this to boil for 5 minutes. I'm going to increase my heat now to the highest. Allow this pot to boil with intense heat. Five minutes later, guys, let us check the outcome of the pot. Now that I have confirmed my seasoning, I'm going to go ahead and toss in my vegetables inside the pot. So first, I'm going to toss in my carrots. Some people like to stir fry their vegetables before they include it into the recipe, guys. But for me, I don't want to stir fry any of my vegetables. All my flavors in the pot is fully intensified. So as soon as I add my vegetables in this pot, it's going to suck in those flavors from the chicken. So there is no need of stir frying it, guys. But if you want to stir fry, then you can do that. After adding my carrots, guys, I'm going to add my mushrooms inside the pot. For now, I'm using the white mushrooms. I'm going to toss in my cabbage. Feel free to use any vegetable of your choice for this recipe, guys. Just do whatever is perfect for you. So guys, I'm going to cover the pot for only 2 minutes for these vegetables to cook down a little bit. After 2 minutes, I'm back to check my pot. I do not want the vegetables to overcook, so I'm going to finalize the rest. So what I'm going to do now is to toss in another level of freshness into this pot. To do that, I'll be tossing in some purple onions into the pot. And then finally, I'll add in some combinations of mixed vegetable bell peppers into the pot. I will stir the pot appropriately. So what I'm going to drizzle above this recipe, guys, is my cornstarch, which is going to combine these ingredients so that it will turn to a paste. You can also use flour to bind this recipe together. So I'm just going to drizzle the cornstarch inside the pot and allow it to do its magic, guys. So you see, as soon as the cornstarch hits the pot, guys, the recipe begins to thicken. And so I don't want it too thick, neither do I want it too light. So this consistency is perfect for me, guys. So this is how I want it. If you want the sauce to be more thick, all you have to do is to toss in more cornstarch into this recipe. So this consistency is perfect, guys, because I'm going to use this to eat rice and pasta. So this is perfect for me, guys. So we have actually come to an end of today's recipe. So what I'm going to do now is to allow the pot to just simmer for only 1 minute so that that cornstarch will cook appropriately. So I'll just cover it for only 1 minute. 1 minute later, guys, and we have finally come to the end of today's recipe. This sauce is super delicious. You can see how beautiful this pot is looking at the moment. This sauce is super delicious. So right now we have come to the end of today's recipe. I don't want my vegetables, guys, to overcook, so what I'm going to do is to move it from the heat immediately. So I'm going to set the pot aside.
Thank you so much for joining me in today's episode. I really hope you guys have enjoyed today's recipe. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel to get instant notifications whenever I upload new videos. And please, guys, don't forget to share this video with your friends, families and loved ones. Until next time, have a very fantastic experience as you enjoy this recipe.